Okay.
But this is why I want you to go to part 2, because I want you to remember the hot sauce story.
Yeah.
And I want us to end this episode, and we'll say to anyone who's listening, we'll see you next week. But I will see you in 5 minutes.
Can you...
Log is off.
Hello, mate. Welcome to the episode of the Log is Off podcast.
Part 2.
It is part 2. Yeah.
You did get in there first, but this is part 2, so it's a follow-on. So theoretically, I already got in there first because I did it on part 1.
I would have forgotten to say that as well, so you're probably right.
So for those listening, thank you very much for another week of listening to the podcast. For us, this is just 5 minutes later. If you have listened to the previous episode, then you will know what's happening, or as much as what's happening as Dan does. If you haven't, then I suggest you listen to part 1 first, please. So last episode, we had some Tiny Rebel Slay Puffs. We had 3 Slade Puffs, one of which was off, so we had to reduce it to 2 Slay Puffs. We still don't know what the undue effects of that will be yet for a little while, but I'm sure we'll find out tonight. But we started to have a conversation about hot sauces. So I'd like to recap a little bit on that one, mate. So you said you like the Nando's hot sauce?
Yeah, I really like the Nando's stuff. I think it's quite tasty. I like hot sauces to be tasty and not just hot. I think sriracha tastes weird.
You hate sriracha, don't you?
Yeah, I think it just tastes dead like tangy and weird. It's like I don't like it.
So I think sriracha is one of the best hot sauces. But anyway,
okay.
I like a Frank's hot wing. I like a Frank's red hot sauce. I think that's a cracking hot sauce. Steve-O's hot sauce for your butthole is quite good.
Never had that. Never had it.
But the reason I started discussing that in the last podcast is because we have a new beer. I'm going to go straight into this beer. So this beer is Brew York, and it's called a Champorado. I'm just reading off the can. It's an Imperial Mexican Brownie Milk Stout. Now, this is a big boy. It's 11%. Damn. And we're coming off the back of a couple of pints as well. This could be a big one. But it's a rich and indulgent with chocolate, chili, cinnamon, and vanilla. Now you see where I'm going, don't you?
Right, could this be hot?
So if you have a look at the top of the can, Dan, where it says Brew York in the white, if you say it's looking at the ring pull.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm so
How did you ever survive this long in life?
I don't know. I'm just so naive, aren't I? I think it's cute.
So yeah, cute. Cute's one word. So it's Brew York, and can you see who it's also brewed with?
Thick sauce.
Thick sauce. Now, I'll give you a clue. Thick Sauce are not actually a brewery. Thick Sauce are a hot sauce company.
Thank God for that. That could be a number of things. Thick sauce.
Based on that off beer, we could be having thick sauce later. They're actually a hot sauce maker. So this is a collaboration between Brew York and a hot sauce maker. So now ask me the question again.
Is this going to be hot?
I would imagine so.
I think that sounds brilliant. I hope it is.
So first of all, what about the can art?
Yeah, I love that. I'm all over that. That's
superb.
Kind of
Mexican voodoo-y type of thing. Brew York we've had before on the pod. We like Brew York, staple, absolutely fantastic. And also their stouts are absolutely fantastic. I think we should dive straight in.
Yeah.
So you'll be pleased to say that I've reverted back to a fancy glass this time.
Oh, that's better. Yeah.
A glass with a stem. Get that point in there. So this is
smell hot.
This is a stout. So Don't taste it yet. But this is a stout, so careful because it'll probably keep building in the glass. Just be careful. So this is 11% imperial, so this is a heavy boy. It's a thick number. You're dying to taste it, aren't you? Don't taste it yet.
Yeah.
Don't taste it yet. Give us the smell. Smell scale.
So it smells like a stout.
Really chocolatey.
Yeah, chocolate.
Vanilla.
Not getting vanilla.
That's about it.
Yeah.
So before we tuck into this, then give me your top 3 best spicy foods.
Okay. So in at number 3, I don't think they do it anymore, but McDonald's used to do a hot sauce wrap, and it was the best hot sauce I've ever had because it would do this. You'd bite into the wrap, and it would burn your mouth off. It was like acid, and then it would just fuck off. It was brilliant because that's exactly what I wanted. A hot sauce. I wanted to taste
Burn and
it
go.
nice. It burn and then go. You know how like wasabi works? So it goes in your nostrils and then it's gone.
Wasabi nose.
Like, woo.
Yeah, that's that wasabi's a lovely one. That kind.
Yeah. but they did like it was called. I think it was called like buffalo hot sauce or something. They did. I haven't seen it before or since, but it was brilliant. Then there's where I live. There's a restaurant called Fumi's, which is really famous in Washington for being like a posh restaurant, but it isn't. And they started introducing a spicy wing as a starter, and it's one of those where they've got loads of sauce on it, so it comes with like a box of wipes.
Yeah.
And if you're bearded like me, and you're tucking into them, you get like 6 chicken wings or something, and then you sit up and you've just got sauce everywhere. But it's a cheek burner, and it also starts to make you cry a little bit. But then you have a few sips of lager, you clean your fingers, you clean your beard, it's gone. That's what I like.
So it catches up then.
Yeah. And
So
my favourite ever hot thing I've ever had was it was a pizza I had in York, right? So it was on the outskirts. I couldn't tell you what the pizza shop was called, but I had a hot shot pizza.
Right.
And what they did was they put, so it's like cheese, pepperoni, jalapenos, but they also had this hot sauce like in the tomato sauce.
Right.
And it was like you bit into it and you thought you were going to die. That's how hot it was. Like your brain would go, you're going to die now. Every time you bit into it. But it just built up and built up and built up. It was so delicious.
You're talking about like seriously hot there then.
Yeah, like really hot. But what I really like about hot sauce is when they deliver and then they go away. So you're not spending the rest of the night recovering,
waiting for it to come back.
Yeah, I think that's a hot sauce for me. I want to enjoy it, not hate it.
Yeah. So I think hot sauces for me. I mean, I like hot sauces. One of the best things that I've ever tasted when it comes to, I was talking to this with my wife the other day, was we've got a new Chinese supermarket that's opened up in Lancaster. And we're going through there. It's full of all sorts of wonders. And one of the ones that they've got in there is they've got in McDonald's, you know, when you've got those, and this is reminding me of this when you said McDonald's, you know, when you've got the pressed down pumps for the tomato ketchup and the barbecue. Well, in Singapore, they also have one, which is for a chili sauce, and they have it in China as well. Not China, Thailand. So you get like a pot of chili sauce, and it's actually Heinz chili sauce, and I've never seen it anywhere in this country. And they've got it in this Chinese supermarket, so I'm going to get some. But that's a good one, and I know what you mean. It's sort of like it's almost an instant and then disappears one. Or if you're talking about a lot, I quite like a slow burner as well. I think a slow burner is where the real effort is. But I'm going to go straight down for a chili chicken jalfrezi from one of the local Indian takeaways. Sounds very innocuous. Nothing in it, is it? Jalfrezi, we've all had that. Chili chicken jalfrezi absolutely blows your penis off. It's it's like so hot. And then third one, I never thought of this, but now that you've said it, I reckon I want English mustard or wasabi. I love that. I love
They're
that.
brilliant, aren't they?
In the back of your eyeballs pot.
Yeah.
Right, mate. Come on. We've
Right, let's have a
procrastinated long
taste.
enough.
Cheers.
Bottoms up.
I absolutely love that.
Is it spicy?
It is spicy, isn't it?
It's spicy. It's a good one, isn't it?
I tell you what this reminds me of, and I brought this to the British Isles. I don't care what anyone says. So, when I worked in an office about 10 years ago, I used to drink black coffee, and one day I made a black coffee at home, and I accidentally knocked the spice rack above it when I was pouring it out, and some chili flakes fell into my coffee. And you know them stories you hear about geniuses coming up with ideas? Like, oh, it was an accident one day. So this is what happened. I knocked the spice rack where it was, and some chili flakes that were just hanging about on the shelf fell in the coffee, and I drank it. Have you ever tried chili flakes and black coffee?
No.
So every day at work, I'd have a cup of coffee and I'd have a thingy of chili, like freeze-dried chili stuffs in my drawer, and I'd tip them in like that. Just 2 or 3 sprinkles. And there was a couple of people saw what I was doing one day. Well, what are you putting in your coffee then? I'm like, chili flakes. I'm like, do you mind if I try? And I was like, oh, go ahead. And they were like, this is amazing. It just adds a little bit of heat to the coffee. And these guys were like pharmacists. I worked with pharmacists at the time. So they were scientists, mate. They just went, these people knew what they were talking about. And I think I was onto something. But I never took it forward. I should have gone on Dragon's Den or something.
Well, now you've had chili and beer.
That's incredible.
Now, I will say this chili and beer is not a new thing. There's a lot of places that have actually done chili and beer before, but I have actually had this beer before. So before I got it for the podcast, I thought, oh yes, let's get one of these. And I don't think it's failed to disappoint.
Do you think it's spicy though?
I don't think it's spicy, but I think it's got a warmingness afterwards. It's got a warmingness.
It's a lovely
in your
little bit of heat,
tongue,
isn't it?
and then it gets you in the back of the throat as well. Mm. Really subtle, but it's definitely there.
That's really nice, actually.
And also, it's
so
like
clever, these beers.
It's like a chili chocolate as well, isn't it? It's like it's that thick kind of chocolatiness as well.
I'm not getting cinnamon, like, do you?
Well, sometimes if you have concentrated cinnamon, it is quite hot. Mm. And I think it's just that in the background, just nicely adding to it.
Oh, that's nice, that.
Oh,
yeah,
wonderful.
I've got to say, you play a blinder with some of these beers. Some of the beers are absolutely amazing. Like that last one I had, the coconut one. That was incredible.
Well, shout out to Traveller Madness again, but also to Brew York on this one and thick sauce. Because I think actually, if you do like hot sauces, thick sauce are definitely worth a go. Because they are pretty good.
That's staying as well. It's not going away.
It doesn't just disappear, does it?
Mm. But it's not ridiculous.
No, it's not crazy. It's just nicely away, isn't it? So, absolutely delicious.
One of the things I've always wondered about this is how are you enjoying these beers, right? So because our culture in this country, well, I don't think so much now, but it was, to go out and have as many beers as you can on a Friday night.
Yeah.
But this is more about enjoyment, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. This is like...
it's like a savouring rather than a...
This is a one or two, nicely away. Let's just see what happens. I'd rather have 3 massive beers and pay 30 quid than I would necessarily have 10 pints of John Smith.
But there's a time and place for that, though, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, of course, yeah. like socializing wise. But you know what? We've been out since. I mean, we go out a few times a year,
Yeah.
and we always used to go out and drink. You drink lager. I'd sometimes drink lager. I'd drink beer. And then the last time we went out after doing the podcast for a little while, we were in a completely different place, weren't we? We were like,
It was
we
really
tried
good,
beers,
actually, wasn't it?
we were ticking them off our Untapped, we were all over the place with them, weren't
But
we?
it didn't spoil the night or do anything to the enjoyment or anything, did it?
No, not at all. Not at all. It was all good. So we had a lot of, there's a lot of like fun that comes from beers now, I think, that you never used to get anymore. And like something like this on a night out. So imagine going into a bar and you see this can, it's like a hot chili beer sauce, and you think, you know when you would have got shots before? Oh, I'll go back with some shots, and everyone would be like, oh no. I'd go back with something like a can of that for everyone to have a bit of.
Yeah. The shots are shit, aren't they?
Yeah. And this is like, and then going back with something like that, everyone would think, oh my God, that's either brilliant or that's disgusting. That's the best thing about beer. There's so much variety in it that you can do it or you can't. So anyway, I'm wax lyricing about beer. I'm going into beer wanker territory here, beer snob territory.
This is incredible. I'm really enjoying it.
If I was talking a lot about Singapore there, and on the back of like Singapore, have you ever been anywhere where you think legitimately, oh, I could leave the UK and go here?
Well, it probably doesn't take a genius to guess that I'm quite comfortable at home in my house and don't like being out of a comfort zone. But I think as I've got older, I'm like, I'm fed up with this. I'm fed up with the weather. I'm fed up with like working hard for next and out. It would be nice to go somewhere where you like woke up every morning and it was sunny and you know you had a bit of money in your pocket. And I think the only two places I can think of in the world like that is probably Australia. And then
Well, I think you might be mistaken in Australia, man, because Australia is like crazy expensive.
Is it though?
Yeah, really.
I'll tell you what I'm basing it on. You know that program where they go, "Do you want to live in Australia or the UK?" And they've got them signs and they've got to spin it round to say whether.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yeah.
Daytime TV.
A place
show.
in the sun or something.
Yes. That's what it's based on. And everyone says it's like more beneficial to go there.
Yeah, but you're also completely out of the demographic for that.
Am I? Damn it. I don't know what skills I'd have either.
I think you're too old.
Yeah.
And you've got no skills.
I've got no skills.
And I don't think being bad at drinking class counts.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to dash your hope like that.
No, where do they need little middle-aged fat people?
Well, there's an island. I think it's near Samoa, or it's either Samoa or it's what's that cluster of islands called?
The Polynesians.
Polynesians. Yeah, I think it might be one of the Polynesian islands where the bigger the belly, the more sexy the man.
Yeah, I need to go there, don't I?
Yeah. But I think the taller the man, the more sexy the man as well. So you want to be tall with a big belly. So we're moving to Polynesia.
But I think I quite like the idea of going to Spain or like somewhere nice 6 months of the year if I had the money.
Mm.
Do you not fancy it?
No, I don't know. I used to again think I'd love to live in America. I've spent quite a lot of time in America.
Really?
I do like America. Yeah, do like America. I'd carry a gun on my hip in Texas.
Yeah, I tell you what I did see, mate, and it looked brilliant. This festival in America, it was a country music festival, and it was like, have you heard of Coachella?
Yeah.
So it's like this big festival in California somewhere, but they have this country festival on the same site. So it's all these people in like pickup trucks and massive RVs.
Yeah.
Just rocking up and like having this festival. It looked brilliant.
That's Texas, but take away the festival and put it in a college football game.
Yeah, because they have like 90,000 people tip out for like what's
Every
effectively
Saturday.
school football.
Every Saturday, high school football, people are absolutely off their faces pissed. But they don't go watch the game. Just sit in the car park.
Yeah, it is
It's
because it's called.
phenomenal.
Yeah, it's got a name, hasn't it? Like
Tailgating.
tailgating. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
we do that because you go to the football and get wankered. So
Well, I think parking outside of schools in the UK is pretty frowned upon these days. I think.
so if you translate that to UK, they just basically go to a secondary school
Sit outside.
on a Saturday when there's a football match on.
I think Rolf Harris put pay to anyone doing that. Yeah. But also Singapore. I could live in Singapore, I think.
I don't know anything about Singapore.
Singapore's got, food-wise, Singapore's brilliant. You can get anything you want in Singapore. I've been for a German meal in Singapore.
I bet you couldn't get anything.
Bet you can. I mean, maybe not country, like absolutely country specific like Gabonese cuisine, but you get like African cuisine.
Because Singapore was like, isn't it like one of the richest countries in the world? Like,
Yeah. So here's a good one for you. My granddad during the war was based in Singapore, and he was asked at the end of the war to go back to Singapore and start up the Singaporean police force. And he didn't go because my grandma didn't want to. But I could have been Singaporean
yeah, you could have been.
if that had happened. Imagine that.
Yeah, this would be different.
This would be very different. I probably wouldn't know you. And I don't know. I wonder if I'd be fatter or thinner.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because Asia's funny like that, isn't it?
Because in Singapore, honestly, they eat like not quite as much as India, but they eat a lot in Singapore as well.
And are they mainly fat or thin?
Thin. You don't see a fat Chinese person. And Singapore's like Chinese Malayan.
So what's the trick then? What's the secret?
Rice.
Do you think?
Hot, 37 degrees all the time. That's what probably the secret is. Sweating your nays off.
So maybe our trick is to stick the heating up and have more Uncle Ben's.
Maybe you've hit on it. Maybe that's the next fad diet we can do. Maybe we can become the new Pelotons.
The rice sweat diet.
Right, guys. Keep peddling, but keep eating that rice. I don't know if this is mildly racist or not now. It was just like the stereotype of Asians eating rice.
Rice is a food, isn't it?
So, another one for you, and this is like a bit more, this is a little bit more weird, but I have this thing, and I don't know what it is, but I was thinking literally. So, when my hands aren't doing anything, I'm fidgety. I think I've got ADHD, all that kind of stuff. And
You've definitely got ADHD.
yeah, and when I sit and I'm just sitting watching the television, I go on my hands like this. Have I told you this before? So thumb and forefinger, then my next finger's down. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16. I count to 100 on my fingers.
Mate, I've known you for a long time, and although I've not been in your company like we used to until we're, 20 years ago or whatever it was, you used to fidget like a fucking bastard. You used to sit and play chords in the air.
Yeah, I still do. I still
so
play
you've
all the
always
chords.
done that.
Yeah.
So you'd sit there going, duh, 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 and you'd literally be in C, D, E, G with your fingers.
Yeah. I still do that.
And when you were playing drums, you'd be sitting there going on your knees.
Yeah, still do that.
So you've always done that. You've always fidgeted.
It's weird, this whole thing. And I count in fours a lot as well. So I just go 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, 20, 24,
Why?
28, 32, 36. Don't know.
It's definitely ADHD.
It's weird, isn't it? Weird. And then I get a bit superstitious about it, though. So then I start thinking, actually, if I don't finish on 100, I'll have to start again. So I start again to get to 100.
And what happens if you don't?
Something bad might happen.
Do it stress you out?
Don't know if it stresses us out, but
Do you think something bad will happen?
I like to get it finished.
So it is superstitious as well. Like, something
possibly.
might happen.
Yeah. Strange.
See, I don't have anything like that. It completely doesn't make any sense.
Not superstitious at all? Or ADHD-ish?
No, I don't have any superstitions. No ADHD. And in fact, I'm probably on the spectrum, to be honest.
Do you ever salute magpie?
No, because it's a fucking bird.
Do you ever kick a black cat if it crosses your path?
No. I don't think that's the superstition, is it?
Is it not?
It's bad luck. If you're supposed to kick cats.
Oh, God. That's where I've been going for these years. That's why people look at us funny in the street.
I honestly don't have anything like that. Nothing.
Like a magpie landed on our fence today. And I'm like, good morning, Mr. Magpie. How's your wife and children?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But mate, that's mental.
Why?
What do you think's happening? Do you think the magpie's going, I forgive you?
I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm just saying good morning to him.
But what's the point? Why don't you say good morning to the fly that lands on your window?
Because nothing bad's going to happen if I don't salute the fly. If I forget to salute the magpie, all hell could break loose.
Magpies haven't got jurisdiction over fate? What are you talking about?
No, I'm not having that. I'm not taking the risk. Sorry, mate.
Okay. Well, you live in your world, I live in mine. And magpies don't dictate what I do.
I don't know if I do it. I don't know if I have anything like that. Only magpies, I think. I don't know if I do it with anything different. I don't know if I've got...
It's something you've learned that you think, I better do that in case something bad happens. That's all it is. That's what superstitions are, isn't it?
Well, what about counting to 100 in fours and not finishing on 100?
I don't know. It's because you're a drummer.
Hey, good point. Yeah, 4 over 4.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. It's weird. Yeah, I've got loads of little foibles like that, which I don't like at all. Like I drive, and only because of Back to the Future, I'm superstitious. If I go above 88 miles an hour, I'll get caught by the speed cameras.
Not that you get stopped by the police, that you'll actually go to 1955.
No, that I'll just get caught by speed cameras. Which I can tell you doesn't work because I currently have 9 points on my licence.
I just imagine you being on a motorway, getting to 87, closing your eyes, and then getting pulled over. And the police come over and go, do you know how fast you're going there? You're going,
yeah.
Am I in Old Man Peabody's shed?
I set my cruise control at 88 mile an hour.
That's too fast. You shouldn't be going that fast anyway.
That's how I keep getting caught for speeding.
That should be your superstition. Don't go above
Don't
70.
go too fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have been driving very cautiously now because I've been, like I say, I'm a bit ahead of my speed points. So I am tempted to stick a sign on the back of the car to say, please don't criticise me. I've got 9 points on my licence.
Yeah, I've said this before, and that's utter mental. Just drive normally. Drive how you were taught.
Right, how's the Champorado going down?
Lovely. Enjoyed it. I've drank it. Still a bit of heat in the mouth.
I started to get
Very good.
sweaty neck.
Mate, I love stuff like this, and I think there's loads of different little treats coming in the beers we've got.
So as a part 2 to the first episode, it now all makes sense.
It does.
We've got to where we are. I think that's probably one of the best beers we've ever had in the podcast.
Yeah.
I think the other one you said was one of the best beers we've ever had in the podcast.
That coconut sleigh,
Coconut
puffed
Sleigh
one
Puffed
was amazing.
So that hasn't been a bad double header. I've got to say, I'm getting into tiddly territory now. I'm feeling a bit slurry.
Me too. I'm definitely getting a little bit.
So have you got your line queued up?
Me line.
Yeah. Because I'm going to ask you a question in a minute.
Oh God, I thought you meant cocaine.
Yeah, because that's where my mind is all the time.
Oh, such a weird. Have you got your line queued up?
So I'm going to ask you the question.
Yeah.
So, brew York with thick sauce, Champorado Imperial Mexican Brownie Milk Stout. I hate you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do it like that. That's the way it queues up.
Fucking hate you.
That's the way it queues up.
What an absolute wanker.
Right, I'll tell you what. Right, I'm sorry. Stop. It's right. Go on then. Again, I'll edit it in.
Brew York, thick sauce, Champorado, Imperial Mexican Brownie Milk Stout, 11%. Dan, is the lager on or is the lager off?
The lager's off.
I so thought you were just going to do that early again. I was going to hang up on you. I was ready to hang up on you. I was going to go.
I could see that you were boiling over and you would have just gone.
I was seething.
I
I was.
I didn't mean to do it that though. That wasn't a piss take. I'm just getting used to the technology.
Well, on that note, my learned friend, I think we can call this double header quits now.
Yeah.
See you on the next episode.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Magpie.
Love you.
Bye.
The lager's off.